I got this nice whiteboard from work for free, so I figured I'll turn it into my to-do list. And I don't have any dry erase markers yet, so printed them off. And I kind of got them in order of how I'm going to tackle them, I'm pretty sure. I mean, everything's kind of subject to change. I guess I could have probably moved this one up here because they're both kind of high up. And it's the red Fiero here is number one, because I really would like to get this motor in there and get this thing running and driving by spring. So kind of the sum of the stuff I want to do to it: swap engines, relocate the battery. I guess some of that stuff can be listed under the motor swap, like figure out coolant hoses, throttle linkages. At the moment, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, wiring harness and computer is all part of swapping engines, I guess. But I want to change the radio and change the speakers. I want to pull the engine out of my 99 Riviera, which has a supercharged 3.8. And that one I'd like to actually build, eventually put it into this car for more horsepower. Change the transmission fluid. I have a rear sway bar from the Fiero store that I want to put in it. And supercharge and turbo? I know there's one guy who did it, and I think he's on YouTube. I don't know if his videos are or not. I know they were on the Fiero Facebook page, and it works. I mean, I don't know how efficient it is, but his goal was like 400 horse, and I'm pretty sure he got it. I don't exactly remember, but I think he did. So, maybe turbo. Next is the K30, which is at my buddy's house. So I guess number one probably on that list should have been get it here. Then finish up hooking up the wiring harness, throttle linkage, gauges. I'm debating on if I can get an Android device. I could probably use like the Torque Pro app and get a computer, get it tuned, make an exhaust system, put on accessories, get a serpentine belt. One of the coolant hoses we kind of got it to fit, but I thought it was a little shady. So there's that. Lengthen the front drive shaft after I put the 6-inch lift in it. Front drive shaft's a little short, so that needs to be lengthened. Hook up the rear brakes, which were never hooked up. Passenger window, when you roll it down, it kind of falls off the track, so figure that out. Find a box for it. Possibly put my record boom on it. I kind of want to, but it's question mark because that's not very high on the priority list. And then I would love to turbo it. Don't put a cam or nothing like that. Just decap the injectors and put a turbo on it. I seen a guy do that with a 6.0. It's called Hunter Tune on YouTube, and yeah, and he just used some basic stuff, and then he uses the truck for pulling. He didn't want to put a cam in it because he wants to use it for towing and hauling. So I'm like, oh, I'll probably copy his build, except he did it with a 6.0 LS motor, where I'm going to do it with a 5.3. Then I forgot to make one for the Riata. Riata really just fixed the headlights and fixed the oil level sensor plug, which broke. And that car runs and drives again. I mean, well, it runs and drives right now. It's just no headlights kind of makes a problem. And then next is the Cougar. The interior needs to be gutted to be cleaned. I mean, the carpet seats need to come out, panels need to come out, probably the pressure wash them, and seats, and I don't know how far we have to pull apart the interior to get all the mice crap out of it. But then replace the heater motor since that's bad. Change the steering column, which hopefully fixes a lot of the problems, like the headlights, the high beam, low beams, turn signal, wipers. None of that works, and it's all on the column. so hopefully replacing the column will fix all that problems. Changed oil, and it needs a transmission, and I know where there's a like 89 through 93 Super Coupe sitting in the weeds with no title, but it's a 5-speed, so I'm maybe going to go talk to that guy and see maybe if I could just get it as a parts car, and then that'd be my transmission. Find a front end out of like a 92, 93 Cougar, swap it, because my very first car was a 93 Cougar, so I kind of would like to do that with this one, make it look the same. And then fix the side bolster on the driver's seat. Passenger seat works, but the driver's seat doesn't. Next, the Stealth and the Camaro are kind of on the same level because it's not important per se, but if I come up with the parts, they might get bumped above the Cougar. Like the Stealth, I need to find an engine. I won't have money to rebuild the engine I currently have. And I know there's one sitting with the dual overhead cam engine just naturally aspirated. I don't know if the engine's good or not, but the car looks like it's been sitting for a long time, so I gotta talk to that guy, see if I can get it cheap, because all I want is the engine. So hopefully that be a possibility. Then when I get here, change the timing belt, probably pull the timing belt and stuff off mine, throw it on that one, turbo it, just low boost. In the 85 Camaro, I got a stock 350 like crate engine, water jackets cracked into the lifter valley, and I got it by the guy who does a lot of welding for me. He was originally going to weld it, but he said he wants to try something different. I said, I don't care, the motor owes me nothing, so if we get it to work, it works. If not, oh well. Then for the subframe, I didn't put it on there. I gotta tune the suspension and everything in the front. All the Heim joints and stuff need to be readjusted. And plumb the front brakes. Gotta make an exhaust system no matter what engine I put in it. I want to put my 671 blower on it, would be pretty sweet. I believe the driver's side T-tops. I did the driver's side or the passenger side. I did one side. I have the other side, I just gotta do it. Then adjust the windows so they would actually seal up, because I guess my gap between the, because I only did the one side because there was a huge gap in the window between that and the seal, and I guess there's some adjustment you can make that can tighten that up, so I gotta do that. And actually replace the driver's side mirror. And then last for this year's projects would be the 86 white fiero. That got to remove the rear fastback part because it's all smashed up since I went in a ditch. Replaced the, and then I got to inspect the rear to make sure there's no major frame damage when I hit the guardrail during my tire blowout, which I'll have links to all the playlists and videos for all these cars in the description below. So if any one of them actually is interesting to a person, they can watch the playlists. And change the bumpers with like SE bumpers. I have them. You would need an alignment. Taillights got smashed, so I would have to come up with some custom taillights because GT taillights are damn near impossible to find without spending a lot of money. And then finally, I want to do I got that other Cadillac, I want to pull the engine out. Engine and transmission and put it into that Fiero. But that's, I don't know where I put my marker. I should probably put a start on that, because it won't get done this year, but I'd definitely like to possibly start that project by winter. So like 12 months from now. So this is kind of my 2020 to-do list. My Army trucks aren't on here, neither is my Riv, because that's probably going to be a next year's project. And possibly some of these lower ones will transfer over. The first three right there, Riata, truck, and Fiero, those got to get done. So the Riata, I have an idea, I just got to find parts. And I'm trying to find parts cheap. K30 should have almost everything minus the box. Between all the trucks and stuff I got, I think I could make something work. It just, there's a lot of time. Actually, what should be on the K30 is plumb the fuel system too, which I have all that. Just got to do it. And this, like I said, I want to get this project particularly done here pretty quick. So I'll add a couple things to this, but that's going to be my 2020 project list board. So, yep.